Hello everyone, this is Bo from the 50 somethings. Today I'm doing a follow-up video on a video that I did approximately a year ago this month on your RV underbelly installation. Really it's more about the RV installation that you can upgrade from the factory and greatly improve your installation and your R factor. The video I posted last year, I got a lot of comments about not so much how I did it because I go over that in the video and I also go over all the materials and the pricing, but more along the lines of how's it doing. Well, it's doing really well. We left North Carolina last year in October time frame, came to Florida, and then left Florida in February, went up the Gulf Coast through Texas and then across to Colorado. Now, we got to Colorado in end of March, first part of April, so we still had snow on the ground and some snowstorms, a lot of hailstorms during that time frame. And the rig held up really well. A lot of the questions that I'm trying to address here were some of the comments stated, how was it going to hold up as far as if I got a leak? Well, I did have a actual leak somewhere in Texas, I believe Goose Island, and it wasn't bad. Now the way I sealed the underbelly, it was kind of hard to get back into because I used foam sealing to fill up all the gaps so that there was be no problem with critters or anything like that. And more importantly, that I wouldn't have any drafts. Warms that floor up quite a bit. So I did install some inspection panels, and when I did see some leakage, I was able to go in, look at the inspection panels, and actually isolate where the leak was coming from. You'll see here in just a moment, the leak itself really wasn't anything but my fault. I have a habit of inspecting and draining my low point drains on a regular basis. I left the one of the drains caps loose, and it actually through vibration shifted itself back up inside of the underbelly and it leaked water through. Now the upside to that is, due to the inspection panels, and I actually put in some little drain holes, more or less pinholes, I isolated the leak and was able to repair it. One of the major problems I was asked about was the 3-inch installation that I used. What if it got wet? Well, some of it did. I installed it in 18-inch by 75-inch sections, and I was able to just literally on another campground just take that one section out, and then when I got the opportunity I put the other section in. My particular underbelly was very easy to access, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Another question was critters. Never had a problem. A lot of people thought I would attract field mice and things like that. I didn't because of the way I sealed the underbelly with the foam sealing. It just, there was no access. And what could have gotten in there? Maybe bugs, ants. Never going to get rid of that problem. So the follow up here is the installation worked really well. Now I also did a lot of other areas. I insulated my AC housings with reflective. Went in and I insulated the subflooring and my baggage doors with reflective also. Now the key to your reflective is leaving an air gap. So what I did was I went in and I put it in loosely, and that allowed for the reflective to actually have that air gap barrier. My wife also did that in the cabinets, and there's a lot of videos out there about insulating your cabinets, and people say it attracts mold. We haven't had a problem, and we've been through extreme heat, extreme cold, from Florida to Alaska, and now we're back in Florida. This is middle of November. I think the key is loosely install. Maybe attach the corners so it doesn't fall out, but loosely install it so that there is that air gap, and that's really your insulation factor for the reflective anyway. Now, when I did the RV installation on the underbelly, I actually watched a lot of videos of some of the high-end so-called four-season fifth wheels, and I copied and modified and put my spin on some of it. So the video is going to be posted up here. Take a look at it if you're interested. I still stick to my initial statement that I believe 10 to 15 degrees difference, which is a lot. Another thing we did was we made reflective window barriers. We put it behind our day-night shades. Worked really well. By not physically attaching that reflective, it literally has that air gap. Didn't have any problems with moisture. A lot of times you see moisture building up on people's windows, or even I've heard people talk about inside their walls. Had none of those problems whatsoever. So this video, I'll plug in some of the actual footage of the initial video of installing the RV installation for the underbelly, and also some of the inspection points I made. I inspect my rig every day, before I leave for a trip and after we get back. And Laura and I have been full-time for 3 years now. We've had this installation in for approximately a year. The manufacturers charge a lot of money for basically what you could do for yourself for less than about $300. It does take time, and it does take some ingenuity sometimes. So I hope this answers some of the questions from the viewers that I've been getting in the comments. Downside is, yes, I did have one time on the road that I did have to drop a section of my belly just to go in and do a more thorough inspection, and literally took out a section, maybe 12 by 18 of insulation that did get wet. However, it would be the same on any high-end rig because they use the same type of insulation that I did. It's wintertime again. It's fixing to get cold. This works for me, and that's all I can say is what we did to our rig improved it immensely. It improved the cooling and the heating factor, and the cost was nominal. And if you're like me, you enjoy working on your own equipment. You do it yourself, you do it right, it's done right the first time, and you only have yourself to blame, right? If something goes wrong. So for those of you that asked all the questions in the comments, I hope they're answered. Those of you that are searching for improvements on your RV installation, go back and check out the previous video that I produced. It's going to be located in the 50 somethings on the YouTube site, and it's going to be modifications made to our rig. That is a playlist I put in there. And also check out the 2025 season. We did the whole Alaska, Canada, and a good portion of the United States also, all the way from Florida and back. A little over 20,000 miles. And that was a lot of different weather patterns that we were putting the rig through. Did really well. I also done a couple other videos while I was getting the rig ready for his different modifications I made. Check that one out also. And I'm going to do somewhat of a video like this just to answer some of the questions people have. And I welcome all those questions because I had them. I went and watched other videos. My videos aren't much on telling you this is how it should be done. It's more about how I did it. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the videos, especially if you get anything out of this. And happy camping, guys, and enjoy the road.